Well, folks, this week we have Chad Heft. Have fun. Okay, so yeah, it's, what is the name of it?
Comic Cinema Remix. That's what we went with. And, dude, it's just Mystery Science Theater 3000
Sans
live.
puppets.
No, we don't use puppets. No, it's just the people doing the show. It's great setup though. It's at the VAC on the 30th of May, but it's fantastic. 9 o'clock, and because it's a stage, and the screen we use is right on the back of the stage. So like, there's times where you literally can stand up and walk over and point on the screen. You know what you're talking about. You know, if you want to point something out, it's fantastic. You know, so we didn't have to use laser pointers or nothing.
Nice.
But no, like, it was stick. Man, we did Footloose last 2 months ago, and I got to tell you, man, I don't think that's the most fun I've had on stage like this year.
Really?
And I got to have a great headlining set up at the Crescent. You know.
Oh yeah, that was just this last Friday or the Friday before,
it was
right?
fantastic, but really, you know, and as great as it was, dude, that Footloose screening was just out of control. It was vicious. It was a lot of fun, man. So I hope people come out. We're doing Commando this time.
Yeah.
And I think the guys plan on doing a drinking game where every time he kills somebody with his hands, you got to drink.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's I can only imagine how fucked up you could be by the end of that. Well, depends on what you're drinking, I guess. But
well, I mean, you know, towards the end, there's a lot. It's mostly guns. You know,
that's true.
I mean, he does have that. Isn't there a scene in the mall? He's cracking heads or something like that. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've seen it. Like I said, I'll end up watching it once through myself, so I can go in like locked and loaded. But most of the stuff that I had just as much prepared stuff as I did off the cuff stuff, and it was off the chain, man. It really was. It was a lot of fun, and Footloose was a good time to make fun of, dude.
I don't even have a good excuse for missing the last one.
Man, well, what's so great, you know, the Footloose was, you know, like Kevin Bacon's the hot dude, and like that dude, that was hot in the '80s. It was like really, that was the hot dude. Yeah, oh man, and like the whole time you're like, when you look back, you're like, when you see Sarah Jessica Parker now, and you know, kind of annoying and stuff, it's like you could so see it in that movie. You're like, I should have saw it coming. Like, you spend the whole movie like, man, I wish I could just punch her. You know, when are they gonna come out with the hologram one so we can have some fun? But yeah, Commando this time, man. So it should be a good time.
So why did you guys what made you guys start doing this?
Well, me and Noah had been talking about it for a bit, and then like we talked about it like almost a year ago, and it never really came up again. But then when I brought it up, he was like, "Oh, you know, Brett and Dylan are trying to get on it." So we kind of just merged, and you know, I guess I make the flyers, and Dylan gets the advertising, and Brett does nothing. No, I'm just kidding, right? You know, we all have our quality, but I'll tell you what, man, it's a you know, fantastic time. We'd heard it's been being done in like California and stuff, and then come to find out, you know, Doug Benson's got Movie Interruption, and Chris Kubas down in Austin. Yep. He's always, you know, tweeting about his. That's a funny dude. And so it was just be cool to have here, and it's just something that you have to start as grassroots almost, you know. Yeah. Like the first one, it was funny. I was, you know, I got a field a call in the parking lot at 7:15. No one was there yet, and it was supposed to start. I think no. I guess it would have been 8:15. It was like 45 minutes before the show. And as I'm on the phone, here come 3 cars, and they're all full of people. I'm like, dude, this is great. This is a great start. 30 minutes go by, not one other car pulled up, dude. And so me and Brett are sweating, and more people started to come through. And I wanted 100, and I was like, you know, look, as long as we're over 50, and when we started, we were over 50. We gained probably like, you know, maybe 15, 18 more through as the show went on. But it didn't matter, man. There literally could have been 15 people in that crowd, but because when we hit that stage, it was on. And dude, it takes a lot for me to, you know, tout myself. I'm not one of the, you know, those cats that just, it was beast. It was awesome. I ripped. Every time I've been on stage, I ripped. You know, no, it takes a lot for me to say it was a lot of fun or I did really well. But that night, it's a good time, and I hope it's just as fun, you know.
So, I mean, yeah, especially because if you guys don't get enough in, it's really hard being a small group like that and not having a backer or not having really a sponsor or anything, to be able to continue having a venue to be able to do it in.
Well, yeah, that's why, the sponsors are great. We got Crooked Fence, Official Beer, and once again, Over 19 Adult Shop is sponsoring an Over 21 event. I love it. But it's great because it's right down the street from the venue. If we want, we can all make a field trip. Like afterwards,
Well, else fails, they've already got the booths. You might as well just do a screening.
Chicken fights with the, sex dolls. A vibrator ring toss, maybe.
Maybe use the sex dolls to start reenact scenes from the movie.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. It's so it should be anything could happen that night. But it should be pretty good, man. Yeah, it's the reason why it works, man, is just the chemistry between the people who are taking the stage. Like by all, I've said this so much of late. Like if you put Brett Battlestain on paper and I leaf through it, all of his stats, his attributes, I should hate that guy. Okay, he's got horrible taste in music and movies, and I should hate that dude. But he always does something. Just when you're on the brink of going, I think I'm gonna hate this dude, he does something fucking hilarious, man, and it's awesome. And plus, we work well together, man. We've written some good sketches and done some good stuff, and definitely shared a lot of shitload of laughs. And Haas is awesome, nice bitter old guy. Throw him in the mix. Well,
yeah, I know. Like about 3/5 or 4/5 or whatever are all in the same improv group, right?
Yeah. Me and Brett, we're gonna, and also that week it's gonna be crazy. We're the Sausage Party of 5 is down at Liquid. It's our weekend.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows, but we're gonna be missing members on Friday night because of this. But no, it should be all right. Yeah. Sausage Party 5. It's a good time, man. Like, I never thought I would ever be in an improv group. I see a lot of improv groups, and there's a lot of the hokey saying, "Hey, give me a location, give me a job. Now I'm gonna make it funny." And there's almost like it's almost like a language, where comedy is this language, but then there's an offshoot where there's this slang that's being used, and the people who speak the regular language like, look at these guys. But I never thought I'd be in it. But all of the people in the group are comics. And what's great is, sure, the improv group might act it out better and make it more of a scene, as in something you see in a play or on a stage or something. But since we're comics, even if the acting's not that great and it's not a scene, the funny is there because that's what our minds are used to. And so it's not like a regular improv group. We're used to, and Dylan Cole and Brett and Mikey and Sean, real good coming up with stuff like off the cuff. And I'm much better at having it take a turn or making a good callback or combining ideas when I go up there. It is kind of nerve-wracking, I'm sure I'm better at improv than I think I am, but I still, I don't know, man. That voice in your head.
Yeah.
You suck, dude. Dude, come on, man. I just woke up. Okay.
Well, if it's any consolation, the only improv I've seen of yours, because I haven't had a chance to see any of the actual improv nights. Yeah, just kind of beat that mic stand.
That's all good. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I just realized that I gave you the mic stand. That's kind of the bastard child of 8 failed mic stands that I had to part back together. So you loosened that instead of tightened it.
Really?
Not that one, the big one.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. I'm sure this is real entertaining for the listeners.
What's your question?
The other way's tighten?
Yeah, other ways. Okay. There you go. Lefty,
should have done some pre-production here, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's about as good as we get with the sponsor we have.
It's all good. That's why they invented duct tape, right?
Oh. Right, no, just be glad I didn't give you one of the duct tape stands. But
that's what I'm used to, man. You should have seen my hockey gear when I played roller hockey and stuff, man. I was that ragtag, dude. I was the same way with youth bowling and stuff, dude. I had the hand-me-down bag and the shoes that, they're a little older. You might want to upgrade, but didn't have the money. But it was great. You show up and you look like that, and they're like, this guy has nothing to worry about. But it's good at bowling and in hockey. It was what I lacked in certain skills, I made up for in hustle. So
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because you're from DC.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, right outside of DC. It's much easier to say DC than, Northern Virginia. I'm from Northern Virginia,
Well, it's because nobody in Idaho or the
Right.
Pacific Northwest are going to know what the hell you're talking about.
Like if you're from Meridian, born and raised, it's like, where are you from? Oh, Boise, Again, just right outside there. You mean Meridian? It's like, what the hell's that? I'm from Northern Virginia. It's like, oh, so you're racist? Oh, dude, I'm from DC. But it's funny. I've had one comic. There's been one person that's kind of called me out. It's like, where are you from? DC? He's like, dude, you're not from DC. Where are you from? Where are you from? Annandale, Fairfax. And he started naming cities. And I'm like, okay, right on. Yeah, man, I'm from Fairfax, Virginia.
I'm trying to think, who would that have been that would have called you out?
Dude, it's a sad story. I was working. Get ready, people. Get ready for the tissues. I was working the Bull's Head in Meridian. Now it's called Varsity, but just like Price Club, I refuse to call it Costco. It's the club. We're going to the club. It's not Price. It's Price Club still. But I was working there, and the scene in Goodfellas when they're taking that truck at the restaurant, and the guy runs in and he's like, "Hey, you got a phone? A couple of these niggas were stealing the truck." That guy does stand up. And he's been doing road comedy for a while, and it's awful. Really? And dude, he makes you introduce him and I felt bad. I mean, the guy's, he was like an old, wanted to be hard, but he was like that dog that wants to hang out with you. It was, but he would get introduced on stage as like, this guy's, he's new and he wants to try stand up, so we're gonna give him a little time. And he'd come up there and he'd go up there with one arm or no arms or something like that. They're tucked in his shirt, and you can't tell because he's been in Hollywood. Yeah. And a couple jokes about armless stuff, and then he's like, I'm just kidding, and then he'll reintroduce himself. Come on up there. Actually, I think he goes off. He goes off. I go back up, and then introduce your headliner. It's the same dude, and that's the long walk. But wow, yeah, it was kind of weird though, because we were writing. We're still finishing this sketch, or I'm finishing it, and it's the undercover mob boss. Instead of undercover boss, the show, but it's the mob boss. And we have that scene in there where he's going on, his day of work with your employees, and it's that scene. And the driver in this one, we want it to be the same, almost the same setup. It would be so fantastic. But the guy walks in and he goes, "Hey, you got a phone? A couple of niggas just stole my truck." And then they pan into the restaurant and it's all black people eating in the restaurant. And all you hear is this one chair go, and then the cut. But that's the guy that called me out. It was kind of wild, but weird little stories like that you get on the road.
Did you start doing comedy in DC or?
Yeah, dude, it's such a cliche. It sucks, but I'm honest about it. I did when I first did stand up, man. It was just something I wanted to do, and I believe, I think before this, when I was thinking about doing it, I ate, I think some mushrooms with my roommate, and I wrote a whole bunch of stuff for that. My weed versus alcohol bit was written then. Nice. That was one of my first bits, dude. It's sad that, it's great. I can't remember the last time I did that bit, which is great. Because, like 3 years ago, I knew I was throwing it in there whenever I had to. It's like, really, you're doing a bit that's 15 years old? But I was like, no one's seen it out here.
Mushrooms does weird shit to you. I applied for law school during a mushroom trip. And now I'm going to a private Lutheran law school.
I don't know. I'm in. I still think it's a very cleansing kind of thing, man. It's like a very natural thing,
It's an Etch-a-Sketch for your head.
Squeegee the Third Eye, Bill Hicks, and So that's where I got some of my material. But I went up and I did an open mic. It was a music open mic, and they let me do
You gotta love doing those.
Yeah, because
it's like
I was the one
four
dude.
bad covers of Stairway to Heaven, and then you come up and do a dick joke for 5 minutes.
Well, no, I had a lot of people there, man. There was a lot of people from my work, man. I had a cool job at the time working at this place called the Noble Collection. They sold replica guns and swords and ninja swords and catalog stuff, right? No. But we had two bosses, and one was cool as shit, man. He was great and very supportive of my comedy career. The other one wanted to run the company like it was Microsoft, so it was really weird. Like, people just call and order swords here. So, that guy, one of my bosses came out, and I did a fairly long time, man. I looked down and I saw the guy was enjoying himself, but I saw him look at his watch. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't even know how much time I've been doing. So I got off stage, and I really think it was definitely over 30 minutes.
Holy crap.
But they were giving people like 12, 15. There wasn't a lot of people there.
Oh,
so, I mean,
okay.
I did double. But the thing was, people were enjoying themselves. And
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some real shitty. Yeah, I think I did an Arnold voice, Jesus Christ. I'll be bringing it back on the 30th for Commando. So come on out to the VAC to see the Comic Cinema remix. That's why I had to be the. No, all right. But yeah, had a Cuban after that. But anyway, here's where the cliche comes in. Damn it, long-winded bitch. Yeah, the cliche is I did comedy a couple more times. I opened up for this band Boogie Hog. They had a guitarist though. Man, this guy was sick, dude. He's done. I think he was in a coloring lesson, and I don't know what the name is now, but badass local guy, man. He should have been in a band that already made it. So then I met this chick, dude, and I didn't do comedy for like, I don't know, almost the duration that and then of course, she breaks your heart, and then you're like, I'll show you, I'm going back to stand up. Yeah, you don't get your heart broke there.
Changing,
and then you feel it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, exchanging one emotional damage for another emotional damage.
But I'll tell you what, man, we had a badass scene there. Like, we really did. Looking back, man, it's like, dude, we had a lot of talented people. And it just sucks that DC's not as strong as a comedy influence as it should be. There's been plenty of comics that have come out of DC. You got your Chappelle's and your Martin Lawrence, and there's a plethora of great comics from there. But it's either New York, L.A., Chicago, probably Seattle. Like, Washington doesn't show up for a while. It's a great place to do stand-up, but we had a great scene there. Our Wednesday night open mics that we attended at one point would be better attended than the weekend shows. It was really good. I mean, we had a lot of talent. I don't do. So, but yeah, but I had to move out to Idaho about 5 years ago, since you just come to a point where you're like, you know what, there's two things. It's like, number one, I am fucking up way too much in this state, okay? and I know too many people making it real easy for me to fuck myself up in this state. And also, the more you live there, the more you gain landmarks of disappointment and shame and sadness. There's like a street I can drive in Fairfax, Virginia. I'm like, that's where I got pulled over, and that's where I saw the chick cheating on me, and that's where I saw. You just go through. It's like, I need to get off the street.
Driving down memory lane.
Why do you always take the side roads? And like, trust me, it's better for you. Then my sister lived out here with my brother-in-law, and they're cool. They're like, well, we'll put you up, man, when you come out here. So jumped on a Greyhound, man, and found new ways to fuck up in a new state.
Yeah.
Look at me go. You still carry the same crazy...
Found out that fuck up is a completely different definition in this
apparently
state.
You can't leave that in the state you want to leave. So, but no, actually, man, I feel like kind of pulled myself out of it. Touch and go there at times, man. Especially when you show up and within the first year you get diabetes.
That's well. I mean,
hey, welcome to Idaho. Diabetes.
Golden Corral will do that.
No, man. Oh, dude, it was so crazy, man. Because that was when I came out here, no license, man, and I had to bike to work, and it was like mile and almost like a mile and a half or whatever. It's not much. No, it's actually more than that. It was like a 2.5, I think. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot. I know. But when you get diabetes, man, it's like you constantly have to piss. You always have to piss because your blood sugar is getting high, and I didn't know. And what sucks, another thing is like during physical exertion will dehydrate you, and so I would bike to work anywhere from like 10 to 12 and a half hours, and then bike home. And when I would get home, dude, my legs would be cramping up, and I would be downstairs, and it's like 4:30 in the morning. My brother they're getting up in like a couple hours, but I'm downstairs screaming into pillows because one time I had my hamstrings, my quads, and my groin all cramping up at the same time, and I'm on the floor with my like spread eagle, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, crying and stuff. It was a mess. Then there was one. I got the good old 3-day weekend. First one I had, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I watched playoff hockey, and I ordered pizza, and I ate, and then I slept, and I would wake up to pee a lot, but I was so tired, and I go back and sleep. I pretty much did that all from like Saturday 12 all the way into Monday, and I was supposed to work that night, and my sister's like, yeah, you want to go to the store, get your stuff? I'm like, let's do it. And the stairs were just nuts. And so my sister, she went to Walmart for me, comes back, I called out of work. She goes, well, if you're bad, you got to go to the hospital. So I ended up going to the hospital, and they're like, yeah, your blood sugar is 990, dude.
Holy crap.
So you want to die, or you want us to take you in? It's like, I've been looking for some new debt. So let's do this, man. So
when your blood pressure, or not blood pressure, when your blood sugar is that high, what do they even do? Do they just pump you full of saline, or?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they were hitting me with insulin, in short, Novolog. I'm on Humalog now. For those of you who want to know at home, because that's what you're tuning in for. Like, what kind of diabetes medication is this man on? But no, it's pretty cool. I'm actually better. I'm actually better than I thought I'd be at taking care of that, and it's been different now. You make lifestyle changes. Someone's going to the gym.
That's going to be interesting when on the road, because don't you have to keep that stuff refrigerated?
Well, that's the thing, man. I'm trying to transition out of this day job into my stand-up, and it's a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be, and that's really all I want to do. Like, honestly, man, of late, I'd say over the last couple months, I feel I've been burning my life one work week at a time, So everybody's working for the weekend. No, dude, like, look, just and I'm telling you, anybody that's listening that you want to get me booked, go ahead and do that. I'll cut you in, and that's all I want to do, man. Just that's tough, man. You'll see your friends, that are comics and don't have the day jobs, and they're posting cool stuff that they read, and they're tweeting about this and interesting that, and watching this documentary. And there you are, slaving away at work. You're like, Jesus Christ, man! Oh my God! It's like I want to learn about that. So, and there's only so much time in the freaking day, man. So,
that's I've said this time and time again. But if you're going to go into try and do entertainment and have that, that 10 years it takes to be able to get into where you can actually do it for a living, go back to school. Because the government will pay your ass and pay your rent and everything else while you can dick off 5 days a week doing whatever you want. And, over those days you can get the skill you need. And if you go, you come out on top with a shitload of debt, a PhD, and
that means you have to be on the grid, though. I'm not trying.
Yeah, that's...
like I'm trying to hide that when I'm doing social media and just making jokes. By the way, Chad Heft at Twitter. Jump in the pool. It'd be awesome not to tweet into the wind so much.
Yeah, that's I love the whole, like, I looked at my Twitter stats the other day. It's like, I don't know, I lost all my followers again not too long ago, so I'm still rebuilding. Twitter loves doing this because my last name is Waite. And apparently it does this in email too from time to time, where I'll just lose all my emails or I won't send or something, because Waite in HTML is a command code.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's just spelled W-A-I-T. There's no E or anything to make it British. So it comes up as a command code. So Twitter will constantly read it as command code and then just like dump all my followers and tweets.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. I've emailed them multiple times. They're trying to figure something out.
Wow.
Because at one point I had over 1,000 followers and then I lost everything. And I've had to rebuild twice now.
Oh my God.
So I'm back up to like 80 something after it dumped in January again.
Wow,
but I'm looking at my stats. It's like 1,300 tweets, 80 followers. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I guess I guess I should do more. Like, I'll definitely retweet stuff that I think is funny, and I'm usually always on top of it because I don't know who said it, and I would love to, if anybody knows, please let Kenny know, because I don't know who said it, and I would love to know who to credit. But, they said Twitter will make you like people that you don't know, and Facebook will make you hate your friends. Yeah. And I'm like, that is just so right on. And like I said, I wish I knew who to credit with that. Even if it was like one of my worst enemies, Hitler said that. And like, no kidding. Well, dude, that's one positive. At least he was on about that.
Well, it's totally right. I've quit reading
Hitler
my
was
news
a
feed on
clairvoyant,
Facebook.
apparently.
The news feed you get that's like from family and friends and everything else, I've just completely muted that on Facebook.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just went through. I don't want to see this. Don't want to see from this person. Don't want to see from this person and stuff. Now it's just pages I've liked, like bands and stuff. That's the only thing that pops up.
On my Facebook one, I'll have latest, not most popular. And Cole's like, that's probably where you're, because here's the thing I hate, you tweet something out and I get a link to my Facebook and stuff, and it's clever, it's funny and all that stuff, and I got a decent amount of friends that you'll meet that are like, yo man, that thing was funny the other day. I'm like, well, just hit like, dude. Yeah. What are we doing? Okay, that's why it's there, man. Just some props, man. Give me some dap, and then you'll see 12 likes, and then you just scroll down one, and it's a picture of someone's dog sleeping, and 47. Yeah. It's like, really? And it's not even like a funny comment, it doesn't even make sense. Like celery, I see no celery.
Well, I know a couple people that I had the same exact thing. They'll be walking around or they'll text me like, hey, that thing you posted is fucking late, and I'll get the same thing. Like, well, hit like. Well, the reaction I get every time from them is that, well, I don't want my mother or my aunt or my girlfriend or something to see me like what you just said.
Oh,
because it'll be it'll be something about abortion or something, and of course they don't want their girlfriend that's had 3 of them get pissed at them for it.
That guy's grandma had a I wish the Klan was still around post the other day. Like, really, you're trying to protect her?
47,000 likes.
Protect her from you liking a good blowjob joke. Yes.
I don't understand that at all. I mean, especially since Facebook is starting to crack down on a lot of the stuff. Like, especially if you're overtly offensive or something like that. But they mean overly offensive, like blatantly racist or something that's like a hate speech or something like that. Right. And then, of course, every single thing I do that's either dead baby or rape related gets reported, and every single time Facebook essentially tells the reporter to go fuck themselves because it's completely within the terms of service and agreement.
Right. Yeah, no, I usually don't. Usually I'm just using Twitter to tell jokes, man. Like I said, I'll have some of the retweets and stuff. I guess I should tweet more, but I just don't want to inundate people with just, hey, look at this. Hey, look at that.
Well, that's that's what Rob Delaney said. It was that he wasn't getting paid for his jokes, so he just put them out there for free, and built his twiddler base or whatever the hell they're called, tweeters, twatters, whatever. And his base built up, and his popularity built up to where he could book better shows.
Well, yeah, no, that's kind of like the direction it's heading now. Do the gatekeepers are they have less and less power with every day that social media grows? No. And I've also heard of people going, they have Twitter followers all over the place, and they're like, hey, I was thinking of just doing a show in Kentucky, right around here, and it's like, I just need people, tweet at me if you want to go, and next thing you know, you got 80 people tweeting. You're like, dude, I only need 20 more to make it, a good show. So then they book it, boom, and they do it that way. And that's again, man, those gatekeepers had so much stuff. It's so different now. It's it's from when I first started. So many years ago, when you had to get your headshot and a VHS tape and
like the whole press kit, the physical press kit
that you had to send, and then you had to call, and here's what's also tough is, I was talking to my buddy Andy Klein, like, this guy literally should be Louis C.K.'s contemporary. I mean, honestly, he's that funny. Maybe if it wasn't his lady, he's got a great podcast, 3 Guys On, out of DC. It's awesome. It's on Stitcher. Twice a week. It's very strong, man. He's sharp. But we were talking the other day, and he's like, because I was telling him the problem is you'll get the people, you'll call the clubs, and you're looking to feature, and like, well, look, we got a big local scene. We use them for features, and so you got to almost make them want you. But it's getting like that everywhere. Yeah. And so unless you get a headliner to bring you on the road with them, which again, there's a lot of headliners that you can get some good work with, but there's like 30 maybe that like, and everyone's vying for those 30 spots. And Rogan's very protective of, he hardly ever branches out anymore because he's been burned too many times, and so he just very, very selective. Some people a little more open. Stanhope's fantastic, man. He just goes to that town, give me the local talent. I was lucky enough to be one of those cats to open for him at the Neurolux.
Actually, I saw him that same tour when he blew through Missoula. That he had the local guys out of Billings that were promoting the show all open for him.
No, it's fantastic, dude, and that guy's so awesome, man.
I think he's secure in the fact that even if his host, his opener, and his feature all are horrible, that he can go cold start and still have an amazing show.
He's so comfortable in just what he does. Like, he knows his fans, and he goes, this is what he can do. Make a little scratch. Got the house down in Bisbee, and I got to tell you, if that's the best you can do is what Stanhope does, I freaking do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. And I think dude, he's such a nice guy. He gave me some great advice, and very genuine, and very, like, how many other comedians do that? Come in, are inviting of, like, the local. He's just a different breed of cat, and I like that breed of cat.
Yeah.
So, his last special was the shit.
Oh, yeah, from that tour.
Yeah. Beer Hall Push or whatever it is.
Push,
But I got to tell you, I don't think a week's gone by where I haven't watched the Dave Attell special. Oh my god.
New one?
Oh yeah, dude.
It has been
the top four all time. I mean,
I haven't seen it yet.
My top four, man. I got you. You have to put I'm partial to Richard Pryor live in concert.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby himself, Dave Chappelle's Killing Him Softly, and Dave Attell's Roadwork. It is that good. Every segment, it's what you watch it your first time and it's hilarious. You laugh your ass off. When you watch it a second time, you laugh your ass off, and it's almost just as much because you laugh at the stuff you missed the first time. It's literally one of those, like, albums that to catch everything, you have to listen to it a couple times, because there was, like, so many tags. I mean, it's just fast. It's rolling laughter.
His last, like, 3 albums has been like that, just non-stop machine gun fire. And you, like you're saying, you really, really have to pay attention. It's almost the same thing you have to do with, like a Burnham special, the young guy, I can't remember his first name now, but where it's like you really have to pay attention to get what he's doing, but on the exact opposite approach, just ridiculously smart.
Listen to Burnham?
Yeah, I just some of his stuff. His new one, I did,
dude,
but
man. President J.L. Calvin, I think, tweeted the other day, he's like, the oldest living man is 111 in New York and lives in New York City. And he goes, that means he's had 90 years on the planet, too old for Comedy Central. I was like, that's awesome. That's been so beast, man. So it switched from a video game podcast to just kind of all over comedy and stuff?
The idea of the show like started out, I was like, oh, we're going to bring comedians in, then I'll play video games, we're going to talk about video games and stuff. The first episode we brought in Sam Lounsbury and John Waters. They were promoting that production of Hamlet.
The John Waters?
Huh? Yeah, a John Waters.
That would have been awesome. I wish I could have. I actually want to see that now. It's Sam Lounsbury and John Waters. It's like, this is going to be awesome.
It was just an hour long of how they met.
Yeah, okay. Right now, we're going to give you time to go to Google and look up both of those people. That way you can know the quality of that idea. Sam Lounsbury.
Yeah, you can see him at 8fingerdeathpunch.com.
No, that's cool, though. I had a friend of mine at work introduce me to Van Oss Gaming on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And him and his friends playing Grand Theft. They do some funny-ass stuff, man. I do enjoy their clips. But I do love me some video games, especially GTA, man. Like that's
actually we've been trying to get the comics and community to play some games and stuff that play all similar games, because Grand Theft Auto is one of the ones that has the online function.
I know. I would love to. What system you got?
PS3.
So you got 3. I see.
You're on the Xbox.
I'm on the Xbox 360. Okay, but you're on 3. Yeah. See, I know Sean has one. And like I'm actually glad Watch Dogs coming out for all 4 consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of want to have the best version of it, which apparently is PS4.
I've got that.
Oh, you got the PS4?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I bought it in October, and it's been a dust collecting paperweight ever since because there's nothing good out for it.
Just gonna dump 400 and wait for it to turn into gold.
Well, I was sick last fall. I had the entire week off from school and everything else. Had that flu bug that was going around last fall, and my financial aid hit on the same day, and I knew I was going to be out for a few days. So you
know what? Well, dude, it is gonna be gold though. When like I said, Watch Dogs.
That's just the beginning of games out for it.
And the GTA's what they said are July maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna bring out a next gen version of it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I would love to. Like I said, I got the 360 though, because I do enjoy. You know, I guess the thing about Xbox, man, I don't want you're gonna make me pay for online, dude. It's fucking expensive, and PS4 is letting you do it for free.
No. To play online on PS4, you have to have.
You gotta pay too.
Yeah, it's $50 a year, but the Plus gives that bonus of you get free games every month, and you get extra online storage for free and a bunch of other stuff. Well, free. It comes out of your $50 tuition.
$50 tuition. No, because for the longest time I've just been a Madden and a GTA guy, and but then like there's been a couple like Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
I did enjoy.
Well, I mean, it's Grand Theft Auto on horseback.
Exactly. Yeah, I hope they come out with another one. I'll tell you what, another one I enjoyed was because I like the driving games here and there.
Yeah.
But is Split Second. That was a lot of fun.
I never got to play that one. That
dude,
was the arcade racer, right?
Yeah,
Where you got all the power-ups.
Yeah. That was.
But you
was
were
a lot
in
of
regular
fun.
cars instead of like Mario Kart.
Well, no, you were in regular cars, but you would whether it be drifting or passing someone or taking a shortcut. There'd be 2 blue bars, and you could set off. If you had one filled up, you could set off a small explosion or a small incident. But if you had the 2 lit up, you lit up this red one. You can use them all for a big one. So you're knocking down like like parts of the mountain. You're knocking down a airport tower that comes crashing down.
Oh.
And it was a lot of fun though, because I bet you that game online was fun because you could just wreck your friends. But even when just the
like after the first lap, it's all done.
Yeah, no, I think you did laps, and they kind of had it set up as the story mode, as it was like a racing reality TV show. They're like, hey, this week we're in blah blah blah. And so I mean, even the story mode, but whether you're playing against your friends online or playing story mode, you would go to set a trap for someone, and it was awesome, and you'd see people blow up. But then sometimes you'd set something off and you blow yourself up, and you're like, that didn't work out. But that's again why I'm such a fan of Grand Theft Auto. Is it's just so fun to go around and just do stupid ass stuff, man.
Yeah.
And what I know, when you play Grand Theft Auto, one of the funnest things to do is to just pass around their controller with your friends and just go around and cause mayhem, right?
Yeah.
All in the same room. And it always seemed to me you always had that one friend that wasn't very good with the controls.
Yes.
Like he knew like the bare metal. Like I had a friend like that.
He was still a gamer, but he was like a computer gamer.
And like, he put in the basic knowledge of the controls, and so when stuff would really start to happen, you're getting 4 or 5 stars, he starts to panic. And one of my favorite things in San Andreas was to just run around a block that was busy and just start punching people. You punch them one at a time, and then you get some people run away, but then you have a mob following you. And it was great because then you just turn around and shoot them all down, dude. It was awesome, right? All of a sudden you got 3 stars out the gate. Well, my friend, he's like, oh, that's funny. Let's do that. So he starts running around, gets a mob to follow him. Well, when he turned around, he wasn't as far as he thought he was. So he started to panic and he started pushing buttons. And next thing you know, he pulls out the camera. And so 3 people are taking a punch at him, and he just takes a picture. And I was like, now that's the game. You punch everybody, and you see how many people in the screenshot you can get punching you. It was and you would have never thought of that unless it was the guy corking out. And I was like, that's why it's so much fun. But he was the other thing that he did that was awesome was he was just hucking away from the police, and he drifted over the left side, and there was cars parked, next, say if you're on the wrong side of the road, cars are parked on your left, and he was trying to shoot, and he just panics, and he got out at the perfect time where he stepped out of the car and immediately ran into a parked car. He stepped right out, the car drifted, and just pow, and it was just like, that's another thing we were doing. But we always go around and blow ourselves up with the rocket launcher to see if we can land on a light post or just wacky stuff like that. And Skyrim was fun. I had a very interesting room.
Oh, yes, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, well, and I never thought I would get into Skyrim, but then, I did, and I was like, all right, this is cool. I named my character Tolu. If you ever listen to Patrice O'Neal's Mr. P album, there's a gentleman named Tolu in there. And it's a hilarious exchange. Here come Tolu. Oh man, it's just, and it was so funny, man, because every time it would blow up, that's what I would be singing to myself. It was the dumbest thing. I do so much stupid stuff like that.
What did you play in the Skyrim, like race and class?
The
Red Guard.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to pick, man. I was like, I'm gonna be the brother.
So you arbitrarily picked the black guy.
Damn right, man. Damn right, dude. Name him Tolu. It's looking awesome. But and again, not very versed in this world and picking up stuff as I went. Like as soon as I learned enchanting, like for some reason that was my shit. I was like, I'm gonna learn to enchant this. I don't know what it was, man. It was stupid. But so you get the house, and what is it?
Winterhold?
Yeah, something like that. It's the first house that you can get.
I think that's what it's called.
In the main
Winter
city.
Something.
It's been a bit, but they assign you the person. And so I got assigned that chick, and whatever. But I guess at some point I got assigned somebody else, and so they're both following me home. And I walked the first chick into the bedroom. When you go up the stairs, you can make a right and put stuff in the trunk, or you can make a left. There's that room right there. So I opened the door, and she walked in, and I just walked out real quick. I'm like, yeah, later, click, like a locker in a room. And because I think the other one was a dude, I was gonna go fight this big. I was like, all right, let's go take on something big. And so that guy dies during that. And so I come back, I totally forgot that this chick's in the room. And I just, lost a friend. And, I'm sure I might have died, whatever. So I come home, still a little rattled, go to put stuff in the trunk, up the stairs, putting stuff in the trunk. And then I hear something from the other. I was like, oh, snap. Did somebody follow me from there? And so I start looking around, and I go in that room, and there's that chick, and she says something, and I just panic, and I just smash her right in the head. And so she dies one shot. I'm like, oh, dude, I totally forgot you were in here. And so I was like, eh. And I think at first I just walked out. I was like, all right, well, let's forget about that. We'll take care of that later. And another run. But I go back in, and I was like, yeah, you know what, dude? I'm going to sell some stuff. So I took her armor and all of her clothes. And so she's there in her underwear. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty bad. I got a dead body just about on her. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to build on this. So I just continue. Whenever I would go out in missions, I would pick up empty wine bottles or any kind of piece of trash. And I would bring it back, and I would just dump it in that room. So there was a plethora of bottles. There was beer bottles, wine bottles, all empty. I made sure they were empty. There was stamina potions. There was the staff of charming that I would place like right in the middle of her leg. It glows at the end. It was like, yeah, that needs to rewrite the vagina. And so I'm dumping, mammoth tusks. I'm telling you, I littered this room. It got so bad that like when you would approach the room to open the door, it would start shaking because there was just so much stuff in one space. There wasn't supposed to be that much stuff. But it was a lot of fun because you go in that room and then you just do the shout. You just pick your strongest shout, and everything would blow around like a snow globe. It was so funny, dude. It was such a mess. And if I kept playing the game, my next thing I was going to do was going to litter my yard like that. I wanted to be that neighbor where there's just beer bottles back, front, mammoth tusks, just trash. And I wonder if they would program something in the game like, hey, you got to do something about your yard, Or you're drinking hard time on our property value.
It's a Skyrim Homeowners Association.
Oh, my God. But I love that stuff, man. Like at the end of Red Dead Redemption. Spoiler alert.
Whiterun was the name of the town.
Whiterun, that's right. Yeah. That's right. At the end of Red Dead Redemption, when you play the sun, and, have you played that yet?
Red Dead Redemption. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, at the end, when you switch to the Sun's character, kind of out for revenge, it was funny because, like, you don't have to be a dick. Like, you show up at the house, like, hey, where's this guy? And it's like, oh, he's down by the river. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, that ends. And you're like, oh, that's the mom of the guy I'm going to kill? Boom! Shot her, dude. I shot everybody, dude. Everybody I talked to. It's like just a convenience store clerk. Like, oh, I believe he went by. Oh, thanks. Bam! Just because you can. Just because you can. Just so you don't do it in real life. You know what I'm saying?
Did you play the zombie expansion?
You know what? I did, but it was very tough.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like it either, man. It was like, dude, it was just too much.
Well, the cover functions just kind of went out the window, and it was run and gun from
there
point on. Yeah,
and you would run out of ammo, and you know, it was pretty fun. It was pretty crazy because there was the first time like I saw a game style where if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can't see anything. It's just dark, and all you hear is and you're like, dude, now I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, well,
living vicariously through this game.
The entire game, you have the exact same cover function from Grand Theft Auto 4, and everything, and you have this. It felt like a Western.
Yeah,
and then now you're essentially in eastern Montana fending off zombies, using pretty much the same armament that you would have if you lived in eastern Montana today. But
yeah, I really enjoyed that game. I thought they did a fantastic job, but I never got to play online.
I'm just trying to figure out how somebody that can survive in the wilderness every night, regardless of where he's at, his toe hits water and he drowns.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, look.
There's 9-year-old Mexicans running across that river right now, and yet he can't, take a bath without drowning.
You want me to stay away from water? I got it. Just don't be stupid about it, you know? I mean, even if you want to get wacky, just Loch Ness Monster eats you. Done. All right? Yeah. Okay. It makes no sense, but you know what? Don't go into water. There's a Loch Ness Monster there for some reason.
You just have the gung-ho patriots from Texas standing there with guns after you get into Mexico, just barring you from coming back north.
Right.
So, what are you playing now? The Grand Theft Auto. You said Grand Theft Auto.
I've already obviously I beat Grand Theft Auto, the newest one. I enjoy it, and it's funny because people are like, "You play online?" I'm like, "I love to play online. Just paying for it kind of pisses me off. But if you're gonna have to do it anyway,
the next gen, it's gonna happen.
Whatever." But I actually started up on a second, going through and doing the story different just because you can,
I've been doing that.
But it's definitely a lot of fun, man. I mean, there's just so much to the game and so many ways to have fun.
Yeah.
And you mod the cars, you jack them up, cause that's what I was before. I would as soon as I finished the game, okay, and then you just mess around, and that's why online's cool. It's go on and do that stuff. But I guess I don't know if I was talking to you, but they were like they still haven't come out with the heists.
Yeah, they still haven't come out with the heists. We're supposed to get heists and the ability to own multiple properties in the next expansion that was promised last month.
Okay,
to come out last month.
Well, and then just to be selfish, that kind of makes me happy. I'm like, all right, so I haven't missed out on too much.
No.
And so because I guess it was a Red Dead Redemption. When you went online, you started out on a donkey. And you had to kind of build up some stuff, and I was like, well, I don't want to go now. Like, here I am showing up on the donkey, like, look at this guy, dude. Gee, where you been, dude? Like, bam, they just shoot me because.
Well, that's definitely a stipulation that comes on with any online mode of any game, especially if you're getting into it months late.
Yeah.
Like to get together with some of my law school buddies over the summer when everybody split their ways for internships or work or whatever, we all started playing fucking World of Warcraft again. Which, for anybody that knows what that is, never do it. Never do it. It's a complete life waster. And speaking of the paying every month, you have to pay every month to play it, everything else.
Well, that's why that South Park episode is so fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they really...
They nailed it.
So fantastic.
That was me at 16.
Oh, God. It was so funny, man, when they're introducing the characters. Like, he's like, I just took the biggest shit. And Cartman, that's the first thing he says right out the gate. And then it was so great. They're like going back and forth. They're like, yeah, this guy's with you. He's like, I can't do it. And it's like, Timmy! He's a big guy. So great. They really did. This might be the end of the world of Warcraft.
We were all hoping.
Oh, my God.
Every subscriber in the world was like, please let that episode tank Blizzard so that we don't ever have to play this again.
Well, no, because they helped out with the graphics.
Yeah,
and all
they
that
did
stuff.
everything.
But that is just so fantastic. I like, those guys are some of the most underappreciated. Like, I was so happy to see Book of Mormon do so well because they were delivering a quality product, topical, and within such a short amount of time on a weekly basis through their season.
6 days. 6 days to make an entire episode.
And just like that kind of quality. And I was like, and to, but I mean, they did such great outlandish stuff. They're very kind of Hunter S. Thompson but of joke because they're showing up to the award shows on mushrooms or acid, dude, dressed in dresses, dude.
I forgot
That's
about the
fantastic. I mean, dude,
costumes.
that is fantastic, man. I mean, and they still keep a pretty humble. They don't have big heads. And it's great, because you'll see the people that you want to like, but they have that ego and they have that, better than a lot of these people.
I'm still waiting for a basketball too, though.
And hey, man, they even, they'll make fun of themselves with Orgasmo and stuff. And hey, man, sometimes you miss, sometimes you learn. What do you learn when you miss? CK had he learned when he was setting up his buy juice.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Oh, speaking of, his new show is in season 4 right now, isn't it?
You know what, man? I gotta tell you, I watched the first 2 episodes of the season, and I thought the second one was better than the first. And there's moments where I do laugh, but the moments I wait for are when he's doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And his show is just so different, and it's just not my cup of tea. And I feel bad saying it. I'm maybe I'm missing something.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think I have very decent taste, because there's a lot of stuff that you're like, it ends awkwardly. They really didn't go anywhere, and I'm like, at least Seinfeld, wove in other stuff.
Well, and
even
I
though it was
liked
about
that when
nothing.
they were doing it like the first couple seasons, because it was something new. Now we're into season 4, and he's doing the same exact thing. And I'm just like you. I'm waiting for the beginning and the end when he's doing the stand-up. Because it's bits you don't get to see.
Yeah. Well, and especially that when I watched that, that's the one that gave me the balls to do my ring and run bit. Was at the end of the episode when he took his kids to the grandma, and I guess grandma had died or something.
Oh yeah.
At the end of that, he's doing that bit about reading to his daughters. And he's reading who wrote Huck Finn and
oh shit.
Oh my god. Anyway, he's reading that author.
I've been a horrible degree holder.
Well, yeah. I know. But he's reading that author, but he's not reading Huck Finn. He's reading the other one about the nice kid. Anyway, he's reading. He goes, and I didn't want to read. I didn't want to be reading Huck Finn because I didn't want to sit at the end of my bed saying "nigger" all night. Okay, and Tom Sawyer. So he's reading that, and he goes, and there's a moment when I'm just pretty much quoting the bit from there, but there's a moment when he runs into Huck Finn. And he's like, all right, guys, let's keep it tame here. And he's like, I'm going to go cure my warts. And he's holding a dead cat. And he goes, who told you to cure dead warts? He goes, nigga Jim did. And he's like, guys, come on. He's like, why is he talking like it? Because he's an asshole. He's a redneck asshole. That's why. And I was like, dude, that is just so fantastic.
Senator from Idaho.
Yeah, oh, man, dude. And by the way, I know I've said a word that you really shouldn't say more than but by the way, it's all been in context, dude. I'm not trying to be one of these brash white dudes, and that's how I'm trying to be edgy. It was all in context. Normally, that's just when I don't say that shit, but
it's perfectly fine within art or literature and stuff as long as it's not being used as a weapon.
Yeah, well, I just know something, man. This guy's kind of casual. I mean, I know you might be from DC. Oh, trust me, man. For some reason,
if Jasmine walks through the door, say it more.
Well,
I want to see her double take when I'm not the one screaming it at her.
Well, dude, and that's the thing, man. Is like, I've had I'll do that bit, and it's the ring and run bit, and you dropped it once, I think, once or twice, but again, it's context. It's when the big joke hits. Yeah. What's the whole story? The crux of the story is about. But I've had of all the times I've done it, I've had a bunch of I'd say about 3 or 4 black people come up, man, where it's been like, dude, that's hilarious, dude. And I'm like, dude, thank God, because it could have gone the other way. It's like, all right, you had your fun, now here's the right hook. I was like, I guess I deserve it.
And I mean, it definitely comes depending on where you're at too. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
I've made my girlfriend's friends and stuff laugh their asses off at different jokes, and every white anus in the room is puckered up so much that they're waiting for that fist to fall. And it just never does, and it's fun to fuck with them that way.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing, man. That's the great thing about comedy is, I mean, you can take any subject, no matter how harsh and how brash, no matter how offensive, to no matter how many people, and if you can set it up and do it the right way, it's hilarious. Even if you disagree with the point of view of the joke. If
the two black BPD officers are coming for you.
Right. They're probably shooting a dog. That's the new hip thing in police officers. You know. Oh, look at this poodle. He's dangerous.
Dogs and deaf people that are obviously throwing gang signs.
Right. Yeah, that's, God, I hate seeing that too. But yeah, man. No, exactly. You ever lose your train of thought? You know, that's real good.
We would like to say on this show that a couple kittens just died.
Dude, well, I'll tell you what, man. Here's what I hate. When you get older, apparently need less sleep, which sucks anyway. But I'm good for about 5.5 hours nightly. All right. Yeah. For some reason, that's what I sleep. That's how it breaks down. Sometimes you have less. But I hate when you get to your weekend and you can sleep in. And last night, went home and I might have fell asleep for maybe 30 minutes watching this TV show. And when I woke up, it was over. I was like, I switched over, got wrapped up into this movie. I'm up to 2:10. 2:10 in the morning, okay? Normally getting up at 4:45. I go to bed. I can sleep in as long as I want. And my body and my subconscious know this. 7:30 rolls around. All right, it's about time to get up. No. No, we're sleeping in. Couldn't sleep in. Get up, shower, get something to eat. Make some couple calls. I was going to bounce out and be productive, but then, body started to slow down. I was like, okay, I'm going to lay down. You're going to sleep. You're going to take an hour nap. That's what you're going to do. And so, yeah, man. And now it kind of catches up with you. And then you just kind of ask yourself on a podcast.
Well, how old are you now?
Blah, 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 good point. Blah, 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 good point. Where was I? That's kind of how that stuff goes. What's that now?
And how old are you now?
Take a guess. I always love this game.
Well, you got the graying beard.
Yeah.
But
that's what happens when you eat too much pussy. No. It's either that or this is wisdom. That's what they grade.
I'm going to guess late 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be 40 in July.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
you look
some shit.
You don't look old enough to be gray.
No.
You look like you left DC for a reason.
Well, if I had that look, it's like you should probably leave for some reason. Kind of look. Guilty. But no, it's funny because, gosh, I forgot the comic. I heard it on a podcast. Gosh, I forget the comic, but they're talking to him, and it wasn't a comic. It was Shatner. They were talking about Shatner. So he's like, what, 70?
80 something.
80, right?
Yeah.
They're talking to Shatner, and he's like, he looks pretty good for his age. And he goes, you want to know why? I gain 5 pounds a year. And he's like, if you gain 5 pounds a year, you don't your skin has to keep going out, and so you don't look old. And coincidentally, I don't know. I haven't really put much thought if this is a midlife crisis or not, but I just got tired of weighing 155 pounds. So for 2 months, this is my second month going to the gym on a weekly basis and stuff. Gained 12 pounds. Very excited. Nice. And I was like, I wonder if this is going to help me not look so old. This is where you just put on the pounds right here. But again, it's tough with diabetes and hyperthyroid.
Yeah.
But I like a challenge, That's why I go on stage, bomb for the first 2, and then dig myself out of the hole. Just fucking around.
Hey, you're talking about Stanhope and everybody else. It seems to be what they do. They go off, piss off everybody in the crowd, and then try and not get stabbed by the end of the night.
Yeah. Oh, so it's early Marin.
Yeah,
you talked about that. Where he's like, hey, you like me? Oh, you like me now? And then he's like, then I'll spend a whole bunch pissing him off. And then at the end of the show, it's like, yeah, you still like me? I love that. That guy's fantastic, man. I wish we could get him up here, man, in Idaho. That'd be beast.
Yeah. That'd be almost impossible anymore.
Well, no, because I think he's doing, shows just trying to build his next hour.
That's true.
And workshop stuff, man. Hey, come on up here, man.
Yeah,
we can get a door
Liquid
deal.
would,
get a door deal, dude. And I think
any day of the week.
With the way that podcast, reaches.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's people here that would love to go. Say,
he could fill the knitting factory easily.
Yeah. We'll make some phone calls. Let's get our podcast going together.
To tweet him again. So we're winding down here to the end of the hour. Why don't you walk us through the Cinema Remix show one more time?
The 30th at the VAC, 9 o'clock. Show up early. There's some There's some pre-gaming. You just got to know the right people. I myself will probably stick to a couple drinks. The second one I spilled on stage. It kind of sucked. I was a little bitter about that. But no, man, it's great, man. If you've ever been to Back and Forth for the Story Night or anything like that, or Story Late Night, I'm sorry. Just they got the seating on the floor there, but it's great, man. The stage right there, it's not too much. The screen is huge, so everyone's got a great view. They just pump out the sound. They hook up us with live mics, that we hold, and 4 of us will be on stage, man. It's me, Dylan Haas, and Brett Battostain, and our special guest, Dustin Shalafo.
Nice.
And it should be pretty cool. I know Shalafo's really excited, and it should be a lot of fun. And it was crazy, though. The first time we were like, dude, are we going to be talking over another night? Yeah, just to be on the inside. We get together one night, and I figured we were going to kind of do a light run through. Yeah. Because Dylan hadn't seen it, and Brett, he did some research, and I'd already done mine, so I went there and I had my stuff, and so I figured we were just going to do what we do, like when you practice. When you practice your stand-up in your room, whether you're looking in a mirror or not, whatever, you pretend to hold a mic, you pretend there's a crowd in front of you. I mean, had moments where I've done crowd work by myself, dude. And unfortunately, one time was when I was living in my pop's place in the basement, and there was no door, so he just comes walking down the stairs, and I'm just like, you know what I'm talking about, ma'am? And he's like, oh, Christ, this is not gonna. Dude, it's not like music. When you come, you walk in and someone playing guitar or piano or any instrument, it's just them playing music. That's what you do. But when they're practicing stand-up, you just look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. But yeah, I figured we were just gonna give a run through, and next thing you know, they start talking, and like I'm like, hey, what are we doing? You guys have been talking for like 5 minutes, and they're like, well, we don't want to waste our good lines just here, and I'm like. You can still do them again out of the place, and they're like, no, the spontaneity and all that stuff. And and it got into a nice little, debate. Never escalated to an argument. It was more of a debate, but just different styles getting ready for the show. But it didn't matter. Again, we just have that chemistry where you just play it right. Sometimes with people that get your timing and your pacing, and those are 2 dudes that do. And Shalafo's pretty adaptive, and he's fantastic with improv, man. He's the king of the chaos show. He's fantastic at post up. Those are 2 shows that you can see down at Liquid on Tuesday nights sometimes, with more improv on stage than normal. But yeah, at the VAC on the 30th. It's gonna be, it's gonna be great, man. It's Commando, a lot more action. There was a lot. For people that were there at Footloose, if you talk to anybody who was there at Footloose, man, you can just go to Comic Cinema Remix on Facebook. We got a Facebook page, and the reviews were fantastic. And trust me, if the show was mild or did about average, I'd tell you that. But it wasn't. It was truly off the chain, and I really hope we can continue it. And I really think we should. I'll have prepared and unprepared stuff, and I'll hold up my end.
Yeah, Joey Maxey passed. Just worried about Brett. No. Joey Maxey, a past and future guest of the show, was raving about you guys.
Oh, wasn't it nice?
The other time he was over here, just talking about how he went to because since it was on Friday, it was also on the same Friday as Noak's.
The Crooked Fence show.
The Crooked Fence show, and he got trashed over there. But he's an epileptic, so he's not supposed to get all that drunk. And then went to your guys' show, got even more drunk. It was having like Footloose. Epileptic seizures, but in his head it was all themed to Footloose.
Oh my God, dude. I'm glad we can help debilitate him. I guess that's a good compliment.
Oh, but yeah, I'll definitely have to come around this time, especially for the drinking game.
Should be good. I think the next one we're supposed to do, because I think we picked up a deal with a certain movie outlet, because you got to pay to play the movie, the licensing. So we get a good deal, and I think the next one's going to be Ghost. And I think that's what's going to be Ryan Noack. Yeah, so make fun of Swayze and Demi Moore and all that crazy stuff. But Commando should be a damn good time, man. A lot of Arnold jokes.
I love that you guys are doing movies that you bring in more people, because even if they don't know any of you guys, they'll go, oh yeah, I kind of know the format and I know that movie.
Yeah.
So they've thought of shitty jokes.
Well, see, and I think it's just a matter of getting it out there, because there's going to be the initial people who saw Mystery Science and loved it and like, hey, let's go see a live version of it. Then there's people who hear about it and they're like, oh, kind of intrigued, and they might come out, and if they do, I think they'll enjoy themselves. But then there's people that have no clue and almost has to be explained to them. And it's funny, I kind of think it'll be the same kind of reaction as somebody who's never seen a live hockey game. Like, yeah, no, I don't really want to watch it. And then they go to a hockey game and like, dude, that was freaking awesome. Yeah. You know, it's fast paced. Yeah, it's cool breeze coming up from the ice, man. There's hitting.
I can see how it'd be hard to get people in Idaho to try to go to something like that, because it'd be everything that they would hate about going to a movie theater in Compton. It's just people talking and yelling at the screen. And everything. Again, but it'd be enjoyable.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Exact opposite.
You've seen the movie, you know how it goes. Now you're going to see a different version of it. Just a real hilarious version, and it's a new kind of movie going experience, and it is something to go see and to try it out once, man.
Now, do you guys ever like pause the movie to make comments, or you guys just go as it's playing?
No, well, there was a very important scene that I needed to make sure it happened, because it was a very big flaw in Footloose, and it's the scene where after she stands on the trucks, they end up driving to this diner, right? And then she's playing music up front. And during the scene, once she starts playing the music and starts dancing like they're not supposed to, you see different shots. There's two very gay-looking dudes dancing near a car, and it was fun. And then they show inside, and people are grooving, and people are working. There's a guy flipping burgers. He's grooving. And at this point, it's still legitimate. There's people in the booth grooving. Then there's three chicks. They're in the bathroom, and they're looking in the mirror, and they're doing their... And I'm like, well, they're in the bathroom. I could have called it out there. It's like, how do they hear the music? And then they're in there, in the bathroom. But you wait, because that's when the dad shows up and he pauses the music and everything's tense, and they show the two gay dudes at the car, and then they show the people in the booth and in the kitchen stop working, and then they show the girls in the bathroom, and they're looking like, oh. I'm like, how the fuck do they see what's going on outside? They're in the bath. I literally set up and I was like, hey, these people are in the bathroom. The first time they showed them, they're in the bathroom, right? And everybody's like, yeah. They're like, that was weird. Why'd you point that out? And then when that scene happened, I was like, how do they see? And people were like, oh shit, that's right. Yeah, man. So yeah, dude, it's just stuff like that. But yeah, again, it should be interesting with 4 people. But again, I think the chemistry between the 3 hosts, normally me, Haas, and Brett, I think it's fine. We've hung out with Shalafo and goofed off plenty of times, so I'm sure we know each other's pacing and stuff, and it's not gonna. You always worry about, like, I don't want to talk over one another or make it too much information for the crowd to process, but it ends up like that first show, it just right on flow, you know, like one take, that's all you need. So it's cool.
Well, we have hit our hour here.
Really? That's the hour?
So, yeah.
Right on.
That's we're actually at about an hour and 1.
Nice.
At this point.
Nice. Well, thanks for having me on, man. This is fantastic.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, if you get a chance, follow me on Twitter. I would love to entertain people at least once, twice a day.
Do you have any other shows that are coming up other than the...
Just the Sausage Party of 5 at the end of the month. Right now, I mean, you know... this day job. Seriously, man. If somebody out there, dude, if you always wanted to manage a comedian, dude, let's do this, dude. Just let's start getting me booked.
Well,
yeah, dude, it's fantastic. But yeah, come join us, man. Comic Cinema Remix at the VAC on the 30th, Visual Arts Collective. In beautiful Garden City.
Yeah. And you know, you get out of there before midnight, right?
Yeah, I think you know, it'll be from 9 to however long the movie goes, and it's great. I think you know, you drink in there. Over 21 event, it's only $5, and yeah, well,
after midnight,
we're gonna deliver.
Garden City turns back into a field of pumpkins, right?
I wouldn't know. I get out of there beforehand. People say it's dangerous, you know. It's
it's as dangerous as Idaho gets.
Well, it's dangerous for a black man like myself. Yeah, there in Garden City.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on.
Cool. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, we'll catch you here on the 30th, and the same weekend, what would it be, the 27th through the 31st? Or 28th through the 31st?
No, 28th. Well, I guess it'll be 29th, 30th, 31st, and 1st.
Oh, okay.
Or is there a 31? I don't know.
Yeah,
You know how calendars work. You know how to look it up.
That Thursday through Sunday of that weekend.
Sausage Party of 5, man. Yeah, it's me, Sean Peabody, Brian
headlining
Nowak.
Liquid Laughs in downtown Boise.
Yeah, and we got the whole show. So you're probably going to see stand up for, everybody will do a little time, a couple of their jokes, introduce themselves maybe, and then we'll just start in on the improv. And like I said, it might not be the best acted ever in the planet, but it will be funny because we're comedians.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not improv drama.
Yeah, I think we
it's
got
not ER or something.
The only names I didn't mention were Pullman and Mikey Pullman and Dylan Cole. I think me, Brett, Dylan Cole, Nowak, Peabody,
Nice.
and possibly John Waters and Sam Lasberg. The John Waters, that is.
Thank you, folks, for listening, and
folks.
continue chasing your mushrooms.
One love.